Hi, I'll be presenting on Group 1's project and our status of it at the current moment. This is the law firm relocation. It was the project we chose. And so we have a scope plan that included a work breakdown structure, and that included really the loan, the realtor, the property, offer, inspection, closing, property preparation, the move, follow-up of the move, the rental return, and clientele notification. And each of these had a couple different steps involved in them. The loan was, obtaining a business that we thought would best fit our needs and making sure that the loan would suit our needs long term. Finding the realtor was finding one that we trusted and signing a contract with them. The property was probably the biggest step, making sure we had a property that we liked and would be able to stay in long term, and making sure that the property meets our constraints and can service us for a very long time because it is the purchase of a property. Then we submitted the offer on the property, inspected it, and closed on it. For property preparation, we took the time to make sure that everything is in place, and this would be the time that we would hire a contractor if necessary to make sure that everything about the building is functioning properly and making sure that we're not going to have problems in the future. And then we also had the move. The move included packing up our boxes and hiring a moving company to move them for us. This also made sure that we found a moving company that we trusted and agreed with, labeling the boxes to make sure they get to the right destination, and then finally arranging the furniture and unpacking those boxes. Follow-up on the move would be signing the documentation and documenting any damage and submitting that for reimbursement to the moving company. And then rental return was just making sure that the previous location was clean and that we would be able to have the previous landlords inspect it and make sure that everything was suited to their needs, and also to return the rental keys and close out that final contract with them. In terms of client notification, that included making sure that everyone knows where the new address is making sure that it's visible to people where we're at so that they don't get confused and go to the old location, and making sure that all of our address stamps and labels and everything are up to date. In addition, we had a time plan. This included a Gantt chart and a project diagram with a critical path. We decided that the critical path had to do with finding a realtor and a property, and then submitting an offer on the property, having the inspection and closing on it, as well as, the property preparation, the physical move of the movers, and then finally the follow-up and the rental return. And we decided that those would be the parts of the project that we really can't spend more time on, especially with the move. That's one that can easily be kept within that time frame and also easily end up far outside that time frame because of what have you happening and all the other factors that come into play there. With our cost plan, we estimated about $332,000 to be spent on the property, and we kept very close to that. In addition, we estimated that we would lose about $6,000 during the time that we were actually physically moving, because this meant that we couldn't service clientele and we can't create new clientele in that time. And so it's really, the loss of revenue was pretty significant when you consider it's 3 days that we're not servicing anyone. We do have a pretty in-depth quality plan in place. Our goals with this were to improve the convenience of the location, reduce the cost of wasted capital, increase the reliability of the location, increase the productivity of the firm, and improve customer service. And we measured this by asking ourselves a few questions, like what is the current rate of convenience of the location? What is the cost of the wasted capital due to rent and other fees that can be lowered? What is the reliability of the new location versus the reliability of the old location? What is the productivity of the firm? And what is the number of new clients we bring in during the month? So clients that come just because they see the new location and see that we're a law firm and actually have the visible building as they drive by. We also understand that there are going to be risks involved with this, such as if the market were to dramatically increase in price before we had the opportunity to purchase a property, we might not be able to actually purchase it anymore. We would probably end up being stuck in the rental location that we have. But really this would mean that we would reevaluate where we're at and how much money we can spend on the property and whether or not it would be worth it anymore. Because if it's that we're going to end up spending more monthly on the purchased property than the rental property, there's really no reason to spend that extra money if we can get the cheaper price, even though the rental property's price is going up over the next few years. The resources we used included money, a lender, realtor, a contractor, information technology specialist, moving company, and cleaning services. Really, most of these are pretty self-explanatory, but the contractor and the information technology specialist would be specifically to make sure that nothing needs to be done when we get there, to make sure everything's running smoothly so that after those 3 days of being out of business, we can hit the ground running and not be caught up anymore with this project, make sure that everything's taken care of and we don't have any other projects to have happen once we're actually moved into the property. So let us know what you think and if there's anything else you'd like to see when we do this.